pleasant good night to everyone. A pleasant good night to everyone. All you come closer, come closer. People at the back. Come on, I want to feel the love. I want to feel the love. Come front. Yeah, yeah. Yes, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Yes, I'm moving on. From the cradle to the grave, little by little, stage by stage, I never get weary, no, I never get weary. Sorrows and laughter, time of fear, good and bad, I had my share. I never get weary, no, I never get weary. Just like the breeze that's blowing high on the mountain top, I can't stay still, I gotta keep moving, just can't afford to stop. Hey. Oh. Hey. Until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up full, brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less, till Jah Jah put my soul to rest. Oh, oh. Yes, I'm moving on. Hey. Yes, I'm moving on. Listen. Trial and crosses in my way, I still gotta find some time to pray. I never get weary, no, I never get weary. When temptation comes on strong, I got to face it like a man. I never get worried, I never get weary. Cause in this time with pleasure, danger walking side by side, I can't stay still, I gotta keep moving. There ain't no place to hide. Oh, oh. Can you run for myself, oh God. Until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up full, brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less, till my Father put my soul to rest. Hey, hey. Yes, I'm moving on. Rasta moving on. Jack. What I deserve, the reward hatred for my love. I never get worried, I never get weary. Cause my faith in my Father is what keeping me alive. I don't know what is coming, but I know I will survive. Hey, hey. Till my Father says my strength, that is when I lay me down. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up full, brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less, till Jah Jah put my soul to rest. When my work is over, when my work is over, that is when I fly away. Hey. Until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up full, brave and strong. Hey. Until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up full, brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, you say? Let me hear it for all the lovely ladies in the house. All the pretty ladies say yeah, yeah. Now this one is dedicated to you. All the wonderful ladies in the house, this one is for you. Yeah. You are the one who make my heart sing. Na 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 na. Lady. Yeah. You are the one who make my bells ring. Na 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 na. Lady. From the time you came into my life, I know you are the one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song. Sing along, African lady. Hey, yeah, yeah. King man love you. All the ladies. King man love you. King man love you. I man love. Sing it again, African lady. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Give my love. Yes, I love you. Give my love. Yes, I love you. Give my love. Hey, I'm my love. Yeah. Mr. Music. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the band Ninja. Ninja International. Plantis. They're doing a wonderful job. Yes. I want to say. Listen! Many people asking me, Jamu, how you play music so? I tell them to ask me this question because I don't know. My lyrics told me from ever since I'm a little boy. Music was the only thing could have kept me satisfied. I'm a music man. I know how to play a tune to the beat. I know how to make a guitar sound sweet, sweet. I'm a music man. I don't know how to hate nobody. Don't know about science and technology, but music is me. I'm a music man. Music in me pants, music in me shirt, music in me socks, music in me shoe. Lord, I'm a music man. My brother, my sister is music. All my little children is music too. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Hey, hey. How you feeling? How you feeling? Oh, this no music. My fans and them knocking me day and night. They want to know. We I just get inspiration to compose with music. So I always tell them plain I don't know the answer. I think my inspiration comes from the Most High Jah. I'm a music man. Whether you from space or another race, I still know how to make you move your waist, Lord. I'm a music man. Even if you judge me and grudge me, you can't take away my sweet melody. No, I'm a music man. Not political, I don't like scandal, but musically I'll answer you anytime you call. I'm a music man. If ever at all you feel lonely, anytime I place you could come to me. Hey, hey. Music, 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 hey. That's my name. Oh, I ain't want no fame. Sing the thing, sing the thing. Music set as I wake in the morning and I say I pray. I pick up my guitar and right away I just start to play. That's the frustration of a the poor man going insane. I just have to lift up my voice and chant a song again. I'm a music man. When your sun won't shine and your cloud get gray, I know how to sing your troubles away, away. I'm a music man. Inspirational, motivational, highly spiritual. My music stands tall. I'm a music man. As my partner Francis will tell you, for years now we making music for you. That's true. I'm a music man. So bring all your friends and your family. I go show them how to make melody. Hey, hey, hey. Music, Mr. Music Man. Music, Mr. Music Man. Music. Take it down low. Take it down low. No.
Oh, like this, Ajamo? You take it down low like this? Okay, right, nice.
Down low.
A good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. It's now 10 minutes after the 8 o'clock on the spine side of Grenada. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Tell you,
It started slightly differently tonight, haven't we?
really lying. You believe him? No.
Well, we into our third year, you know. This is the first program in... Yeah.
No.
Well, no, last night was the first in the third year, so into our third year right now of Talking Points, yeah? Say a special good night to all the listeners joining us via the YouTube, all of you joining us via Facebook. Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Talking Points is on. Let me shout out my Facebook squad. Landon Jane, I see you in the squad there, yeah? Relish ES, yeah. Jackie Wells, Leslie James.
Mr. Music Man.
Vintress, good night.
Mr. Music Man.
Donna Landon, Peter Striker, Lois Wallen Aquat. Dixie Ann Victor, yeah. Yeah, Dixie Ann is special, you know.
Music.
Yes, indeed. If another shout out, Dixie Ann, yeah.
Mr. Music Man.
John Mark, good night to you, bro.
Mr. Music.
Cicely Celestine. Cynthia B, what's up? Nesta Sinclair, good night to you, my dear. Diana Romney, Norman Noel, Errol Bonaparte, Linda Imelda, I just like to say that name, Linda Imelda Francois. It is a Friday night on the Isle of Spice, beautiful moonlight outside. Good night to you, Shemi Joseph. Good night to you, Kada Joseph.
Mr. Music Man.
Kim Creedland, good night. Hermina Batiste, Janice Mitchell, Spice Dave. Oh, Spicy Dave. Miriam Samuel, what's up? Miriam, you here? I find I see. Well, that doesn't mean tongue, so I ain't gonna see you. Moko Pen, good night. Moko Joseph, I don't know if Moko Joseph and Moko Pen is the same person, but Moko Pen. All the listeners out there in Springs, yeah? Christine Otley, Sandra Joseph, Claude Abraham. What's up with you, Claude? Hope everything is all well and okay. Desiree Joseph, Hermie and Calise, Jackie Raymond, Herbert Noré, Rodney Barry, Eliza Bernard, Carib Spice Fitness, Alban Harris, Jillian Noel, good night to you. Bernadette Joseph, Baby Daddy, Kathleen Ledlow, Ruth Chitterman, Matthew Bowen, Deborah Laborde, Faithlyn Hallie Douglas, good night to you, yeah?
You see how them fellas like to try to embarrass people? Huh? Now for your information.
Francis George, good night. Errol Bonaparte Sky, yeah? Folks, like and share the program. I want to see the numbers going up before we get into the discussion. It's going to be an interesting night tonight.
And you see the trombone?
I want to make sure that you all, I want to make sure people inside, you understand? Nice.
All them fellas on the side and they watching.
Taurus and Don, Kenisha, Charles, Rebecca, Stafford. I see you all jumping. Joan Henry, Ruth Thomas, yeah.
Say how you giving them a cold sweat. But you keep
Deborah Flanders, Denise Donaldson.
Hey. If I find the place, you just take your bath and I get the water drinking now. Hey, please come over, Pepper. move your waist, me blood that's drawn. But I got Congo pepper. Right
Don't go dancing and sweat and all kind of thing in the house there, you know.
if I get it,
Especially if you've got no water in your vicinity.
I did. You walking up in the bar.
The St. David's constituency branch would like to thank all of you.
Up in the
Well,
bar.
I ain't hear from them, but I know they would like to. Thank all of you that took part in the barbecue today, as well as the St. George Northwest constituency branch. All of you that participated in today's luncheon.
Get up. This is black. Get up.
And we're looking forward to tomorrow's activities. Now we've got the fundraiser bingo that's taking place down there at Masevi Carib Shop. Yeah, that's taking place tomorrow.
From the age of 16, you left.
That's the South St. George constituency branch. Eh?
You say how you have your head.
There's certain people stay there and feel they're going back in Parliament. Yeah.
We're taking no stress from no man.
We have to take night and make it into day.
Make them style all the damn good food.
We will do what has to be done. Yeah.
Please come
So the South St. George constituency branch of the New National Party.
back, girl. Right now you make me want to.
They've got that fundraiser domino competition taking place at Masevi Shop down there in Grenada.
Right now you make me.
For those of you that may not be familiar with the area, it is the Carib Shop just around the area of Silver Sands Hotel. Eh?
You walking
It starts from 9 a.m. tomorrow and it goes up until around 10:30 p.m. Yeah?
up. Hey. Thank you very much.
Teams can register when you arrive. There's no pre-registration, so you register when you get there.
Just a love.
You have barbecue, fish, chicken, pork, oil dung, seafood waters, veggie soup, yeah? 5 local juices to choose from. They have a drink special. And of course, you've got the company of some lovely, lovely people down there. So it's going to be taking place, the grand fundraiser domino competition taking place at Masevi Shop. That's tomorrow starting from 9 a.m., yeah? So you're looking for lunch tomorrow, you turn the pot down. You go in by Masevi Shop and you're supporting, eh? Yeah, you got to show your support and head on out there tomorrow. So yeah, when you get the opportunity, you're going down, you could get your barbecue chicken, your barbecue fish, your barbecue pork, or if you want oil dung, or if you want seafood waters or veggie soup, all those things, you're getting it there tomorrow. Nice, yeah.
Why should I get weary? Tell me why should I? Why should I? No way.
Also, if you are in New York, don't feel left out. The Carriacou and Petit Martinique support group of the New National Party out there in New York, they've got you covered. They've got their fundraiser grand brunch taking place tomorrow. Yes, indeed. And that's taking place tomorrow starting at midday. All right. And it's taking place at 302 East 91st Street in Brooklyn between Lenox and Clarkson. Let me repeat that. 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson. And they have it Saraka style again. It's like if you're in Carriacou for a tombstone. Yeah? Right. You come in, you're getting Saraka style. $30 choice of escovitch fish, chicken or pork, served with your choice of rice and peas, cuckoo, loming, salad, and much more. I don't know where else in New York you're finding some proper cuckoo, real cuckoo. Not I'm thinking of buying some of them places. And we're talking about real Carriacou style cuckoo. You could taste the corn in it. Right, yeah. Real Carriacou style cuckoo. That's going to be taking place tomorrow at 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson. So those of you up in New York, yeah, once you're within driving or walking distance or train distance, whatever, you can head on out there and you could get your lunch out there. All right, you could even get your dinner. You're taking some home for dinner one time and think escovitch fish. Yeah, man. You're getting that. You could carry some home for dinner and so on. They have chicken, they have pork, they have rice and peas, cuckoo, loming, etc., etc. So head on out there to that one tomorrow and let's see what else there is. Yeah, there's something else taking place there. What do you think? Well, right. Yes, this one is coming up. The UTAM of the New National Party. They have a wonderful activity coming up for the young ones. That is Elevate. And it's taking place on Sunday, the 24th of November. So not this Sunday as in Sunday coming, but the following Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So that's Ignite Your Future with Elevate. And that's going to be taking place up there in St. Patrick. We'll give you the exact location during the week next week. And it's, well, they already have a location, but they want to confirm. You don't want to announce it and then you have to change. You understand? Right. So it's going to be taking place in St. Patrick for sure. Right? And that is between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. All right. So that's the youth arm of the new National Party. Tell the young ones. Yeah, and we're going to be speaking a bit about the young ones tonight too. Right. We're going to be speaking about that. Believe me, we had a talk. That's why I say call a friend right now. Call 5 of your friends who you think might not be listening and not know that Talking Points on, and tell them Talking Points is on. All right, nice, beautiful. So Elevate, that's coming up as well. And then, yeah, well, that one is the same one I just read there. You have Christmas Brass coming up. Yeah, that's taking place on Sunday, the 8th of December. The Royal Grenada Police Force Band and several other amazing acts. They'll be having Christmas Brass. That's taking place there. And then you have the Wester Hall Music Academy. Yeah, let me pull up that one. The Wester Hall Music Academy in concert. All right. And they will be having what? They had Dash. They have Laura Lisa, Kazi, Tamara Songbird St. Bernard. And then they also have Javid Wiggy Nichols. And then they have the students of the school themselves. Tickets only $20 for the children, $45 for the adults. It is a fundraiser for the school and so on to continue with the education of our young people in music. They teach them how to play wind instruments, string instruments. They teach them to play various instruments and so on. Right? And even if you want to get your children involved, you can do so. You could call 536-8652, whether you want to get your children involved or you want to attend the concert itself and see what the children who are attending the academy, what they've been able to do thus far. All right? So you can call 536-8652. Let me repeat it. 536-8652. And I'll pull it up big. Let everybody see, right? Yeah. 536-8652. You can call that number. And if you have your children, because one thing that they've recognized is that when children are doing music, it helps them academically as well. So the children who go and they play the steel pan and so on, it helps them. It helps their brain to be able to retain. So it helps them academically. Playing music, it has been proven. So whether they go and they're playing with New Dimensions or Angel Harps or Comancheros or wherever the children, or they also go to the Wester Hall Music Academy and they learn to play a wind instrument or another instrument, it is important for the children to at least learn one musical instrument that they'd be able to play. It helps them. It does. It's proven scientifically to help children develop academically as well. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. 347-329-3101. We will be taking your calls in and between. But we'll have to stop when we start to go into going back in time and so. Quite a few for you tonight. We have to get into that. And this has been a very, very interesting week as well. We had the weather conditions that happened at the end of last week. And then we had those that started at the beginning of this week as well. Yeah, that has caused severe inconvenience to a lot of persons and has caused one fatality. And again, we send our condolences to the family of the deceased. We send all our condolences to the family.
A woman going in the ring and she start to do she thing. Tell me ho. This is someone I never see. Tell me ho. Tell me ho. Tell me ho. This is someone I never see. Tell me ho.
Ooh, Sister Marilyn. Hey, be careful. Good night to you, Mommy George.
The action getting real hot.
Mommy George, we gotta talk, girl.
I see a woman.
Camille Teresa Scott, a special. Again, she owns special. Camille Teresa Scott, a special good night to you, my dear.
This man saw the move.
Again, half hello and all kind of thing. A special good night to you.
In the ring, but she start to do shit.
Even in the state you is right now, you're still going and put people, children on bus and all kind of thing. You know, easy.
Outside with it. I jump up.
Because folks, what some people may not realize, a lot of the children, they go on the buses, and some of the drivers, they don't want to take them, or they take a certain amount of children and they don't want to take others. And Cammy is one of those people that take those children and go. Sometimes you have little children stand up there waiting on a bus, and the busmen keep refusing them and they want to go, and they're crying, you know. And it's Cammy that does go and take these children and just put them on bus. Drop the child home, the child going home. Yes, sometimes you have little children, they're crying because some bus drivers just refusing to take them. Yeah? Some bus drivers just refusing to take them. To give people their flowers, right? And Auntie Cammy, she does that. She makes sure when she sees a situation like that, she steps in. She just pass and say, well, what that child crying for? She go and find out what's going on and make sure they're on a bus.
I can't believe the act that I come to see. This little island have a rich history. Sugar Adams once ruled this show. You got and Django follow. Right now it's Flurry, Jack and Loxin. For this men.
So as I said, this week has been a challenging week. I know that cleanup operations are still taking place. I don't know how well they are being coordinated. I hear they're asking for volunteers here and there and so on. I have my own ideas of how they could have dealt with the cleanup. But the stadium is pretty bad. River Road, different areas, very bad. There are various areas that are having problems, and it's still having little landslides taking place. One or two areas. I heard of one that took place on the West Coast earlier today. So the main thing this week has been the weather system that passed by and the lack of notification. So again, as we end the week, I'll repeat again to the powers that be. If you don't know what to do, you could contact Senator the Honorable Winston Garraway. He will tell you all how to organize with Flow and Digicel so that the blasts can go out when there is a particular weather system coming in. In fact, and I know they usually have it in various parts of the US and so on. They actually have a way of making your phone ring a specific way when it's an emergency blast, you know, like you need to get out of an area in the US when a tornado is coming or so on, and you need to get out of an area. They have a specific way of doing it. Even the SGU down here, they have their internal system where if there's a problem, they can send a message to the devices of all the students, right? So in the same way, we need to have that system up and running. It should be tested every now and again. Just send test message and test it. That's what used to be done before. I'm seeing it being done now. You would send a message and just say a test message is going to come out at a particular time in relation to this, and send out test messages, yeah?
It didn't take us too long to start to rebuild our land. The spies leave.
Again, 440-737-734-732-9301. Because when I start to go into the videos tonight, I'm not too sure I might be able to take the calls. You know?
We offering more. Oh, yes. The spies leave. The spies leave.
Folks, how much houses under Project 500 have been built thus far? Because I saw a video of a very irate homeowner or property owner up there in Dunfermline in relation to some of the activities that are taking place there. Because remember, the Prime Minister said that they're going to be doing, that they would be doing houses and so on where you have space. So you have front yard and you have backyard and so on. And that does not seem to be the case with what is taking place now in Dunfermline, to the inconvenience of those landowners, those people who are already living there. They made it clear. They're not saying this because they're involved in politics at any level or they're political or so on. But they're saying it as a homeowner that has concerns with the disregard for the other individuals who are living there while building the model homes up there. So we still have to ask the questions, how many homes under Project 500 have been constructed already? Even out of the 200 from the 16 million or so, the 200 that have to be built, how many of them have been constructed thus far? They're supposed to only take 3 weeks, and I would say those homes are supposed to only take 3 weeks to build. A lot of 3 weeks gone already. So how many of those homes have been built, and where have they been built? We know the severely affected areas have been Carriacou and the north of the island. Yes, there have been people who have been affected in St. Andrew. There have been people who have been affected in St. David. There have been people in St. Mark and so on who've been affected. But we know the main areas have been Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and of course St. Patrick. How many of those houses have been built in those areas? In fact, we have to remember in the first instance that the 200 houses did not include Carriacou and Petit Martinique. We showed you the document, and it was specific to St. Mark and St. Patrick. So how many homes have been rebuilt up to this point in time, today being the middle of November, the 15th of November 2024, how many of those homes have been built? That's just a question that we're floating out there. Hopefully that we might get an answer from the powers that be. But they ain't going to answer because they know the answer kind of embarrassing, so they may not answer that one, yeah? They ain't going to answer that one easy because that one is a kind of, yeah. Hey, yo, end up on that one, Papa, yo. Yeah, we ain't going that way tonight. No.
This is what we call love way. I remember when I was young, love way music was something I yearned. Needless me to say, that was the music of the day. They used to play a nice melody in G, but that was the sweetest thing for me. And when the song of the banjo hit the air, that was all the people want to hear. Listen to the sound of the banjo. An emulation of Deepwood Moses. Played by God. Move your feet, move your waist. Sweet, sweet music in the place. You can't stand up like a yo-yo. You got to let your body go. Take a grind, take a wine. Don't waste this precious time. What will happen tomorrow? None of us don't really know. Those glorious, love where music was met with great cheers. No one can deny that the standard was very high. And when you hear Christmas time comes around, look out for your name in the sound. With all them women singing, party time, all are we dancing.
Yes, indeed. Saying a special good night to the listeners out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Hope that you all have a dry, wonderful, productive weekend. Senator, the Honorable Norland Cox, a special good night to you, bro. I see you working hard, boy. I see you working real hard over there, man. Covered in sweat and sawdust, all kind of thing, bro.
None of us don't really know. You tell our kind. Hunky High. Cecil James. Matthew James.
Yeah, it's 33 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock.
And that was all now. There must be something hidden in the vibes.
You know, let me go back in time. Folks are going back to the year 2000 and, let me see. Yeah, let's go back to 2003. First of all, yeah, I'm going to go into the swearing-in ceremony of some people. Let me see, yeah, let me go into the swearing-in ceremony of some people.
Sent you with the instrument of your appointment. I congratulate you. I wish you well.
And folks, this is the swearing-in ceremony at the Governor General's residence by Sir Daniel Williams. After the 2003 general elections, the new National Party was successful 8 seats to 7.
Under the provisions of the Constitution and acting on the advice of the Prime Minister, I appoint you a member of the Senate. And I present you with the instrument of your appointment. I congratulate you.
Oh yeah, and just just to know, I was in the room there too, huh? Yeah.
And David Antoine. Under the provisions of the Constitution and acting on the advice of the Prime Minister, I appoint a member of the Senate, and I now present you with the instrument of your appointment. I congratulate you.
Thank you.
And wish you well. Mr. Einstein Lewison. Under the provisions of the Constitution and acting on the advice of the Prime Minister, I appoint you a member of the Senate, and I now present you with the instrument of your appointment, and I congratulate you. And wish you well. Mr. Emmeline Pierre. Under the provisions of the Constitution and acting on the...
Hey, all you don't see mommy milk on face. Honorable Pierre is going to kill me for this one. Milk on face, we.
advice of the Prime Minister, I appoint a member of the Senate. I now present you with the instrument of your appointment. I congratulate you. I wish you well. Mr. Nigel Stewart. Under the provisions of the Constitution and acting on the advice of the Prime Minister, I appoint a member of the Senate. I now present you with the instrument of your appointment. I congratulate you and I wish you well.
Yes, indeed, folks. And I just want to show you a bit from that swearing-in ceremony, because again, a lot of these things since Hurricane Ivan, many of the stations have lost these stuff. So there are a lot of stations that don't have these things. I had a flood recently. No, not the weather system. I had a flood. I was doing the program and home was flooding. So when I got home, up until 3 o'clock in the morning, I had to be in water mopping and so on, show JJ up on the bed and they mopping and so on. And I nearly lost some, but I was able to save everything. But I nearly lost some as well. So I'm in the process of digitizing a lot of stuff that is there, but that is in analog. They're on tapes, and we have to transfer them now digitally. So as I transfer, I am bringing some of these videos, yeah? And letting you all see some of what was going on. We've recently laid to rest Sir Danny Williams. Yeah, we've recently laid to rest Sir Daniel Williams. And indeed, you know, especially I know for the family and for his friends and so on, it's always a good thing for them to be able to still be able to see him, yeah, hear him, and so on. But I want to also take the opportunity, yeah, I also want to take the opportunity to go back on something, because you hear some people talking now. And I think a lot of people, we need to teach our children the history. We need to tell them the history. Because you hear some people now talking about Sir Daniel and statesman and so and all these things. I remember in, was it 2005? No, not 2005. What am I saying? 2009. Sir Daniel Williams having to come and defend himself from a scandal rag that always putting up all kind of stories about members of the New National Party and people who they assume are members of the New National Party. And he had to come and defend himself. In the English-speaking Caribbean, I have not heard of any other situation where the Governor General, or a former Governor General, had to come out and defend themselves like that. But he was under a lot of attacks. And let me just, in fact, he would say it better than me.
Counsel on both sides, Mr. Joseph and Ms. Edwards. Members of the news media, let me add a word of welcome and thanks for being here. I also thank listeners wherever they may be. It is not usual for a retired Governor General to call a press conference, but unusual circumstances warrant unusual action. I served as Governor General for 12 years, and the government and people of Grenada, I would say, was very cordial to me. But the Grenada Today newspaper was always hostile and published untruths about me. The tradition is that a Governor General does not reply to the media. That newspaper devoted several years in trying to give me a bad reputation. Approaching the end of my service, that paper was vicious in its attack on me. During my entire period as Governor General, I have done nothing wrong and nothing illegal. Many of you would have read that the paper suggested that I did not pay National Reconstruction Levy. The Governor General is exempted from taxation. I was not under any obligation to pay the NRL, but I elected to pay it. I was probably the highest payer of the National Reconstruction Levy. The paper said in some issues that I was paid rent for my premises. They stated sometimes $13,000 a month, $14,000 a month, and $15,000 a month. Given the public of Grenada the impression that I was paid that sort of rent for my premises after Hurricane Ivan. All lies. The paper used the false allegations as a basis to call me many derogatory names, awful names. As a result, the Governor General of Grenada was even called a bloodsucker. As a result of my name, as a result of what was said, my name was scandalized on radio, television, internet, and talk show, because news pick up from where news leave off. I made no reply while I was Governor General, but now I am free to speak. I thought when I was no longer Governor General, the paper would desist from the malicious statements and lies about me, but not at all. For several weeks after my retirement, that paper continued with its lies. Last weekend, that is 3 months after my retirement, the paper came out with a vicious front page with my photograph and a signature. The purpose of printing my photograph and a signature is to make the lies seem true. Before I left Grenada for study abroad, I was a school teacher giving service and going the extra mile for my country. Since returning to Grenada 40 years ago as a lawyer, I've been giving service to my country in various positions. This is not the place for me to mention in detail the services I rendered to my country for gratis. And at any rate, I do not like to boast. That newspaper regularly published lies about me, trying to make people of Grenada and abroad believe that I'm the most disgusting Grenadian alive. Now I say enough is enough. I'm retired now for 3 months, and this paper will not leave me alone. This is the last straw, so I respond. Let me, at this stage, refer to the blazing front page headline of that newspaper of just a week ago. The front page headline reads, "Scandalous sellout" in big bold red. And then it goes on again boldly, "Sir Daniel caught in middle of 45-acre quarry deal with the brother of Keith Mitchell." And on that newspaper, I see my signature, my photograph, my signature in more than one place. Anyone reading that front page headline with my photograph is likely to conclude that I was involved in a dirty underhand deal with a brother of Dr. Mitchell. I only wish to say that the transaction, as I afterwards found out, was with a company, and because my name is called, I made inquiries, and I'm informed that one of Dr. Mitchell's brother is a minority shareholder. I do not meet with Dr. Mitchell's brothers. There is one I know, but that is not the one in the company. I have not met any of the shareholders of the company. I know absolutely nothing of that company or anything about the members of the company, the owners of the company. But here is a headline saying that I'm caught in the middle of a deal. You see, when a governor general signs a deed, that deed, he only signs it after a lawyer from the Attorney General's chambers say, it is okay for me to sign. He peruses it, and I sign it. Perhaps I better say this a little bit more slowly. Invariably, a lawyer acting for the purchaser or the lessee or so would prepare the document. When that document is prepared, eventually goes to the Attorney General chambers. The Attorney General chambers, a lawyer there, checks that document out and signs it to say that I can now sign it. I don't take responsibility for the deeds that I sign. The authenticity comes from the Attorney General's chambers, not from me. It just so happens that I'm a lawyer. The Governor General need not be a lawyer. So when I signed there, I signed as Governor General. I took the precaution to get a copy of that so-called deed, the scandalous sellout. If you read that document through, you would not see any Mitchell written at the front of it. At the end of it, I see a squiggle there. Maybe that's the signature of this Mitchell that he's talking about. I see a squiggle here. And an affidavit at the back saying that one of them, Mitchell, is one of the directors. I know nothing about this. I've never seen this. I've known nothing about the background of this or anything. But what's most revealing is this. In this newspaper with the front line, my signature there, my signature there, my picture there. But the government lawyer that signs to say that I'm entitled to sign the deed, his signature is not there. Look at the face of it. His signature is not there. The lawyer who prepared the document, that lawyer's signature is not there. So if you want to be honest, you will not single out my signature. One would say, routinely I have to sign. single out my signature and put it there in two places to try to give this authenticity and to say that I am involved in a sellout. You know, it's not easy to live with these things, you know. When you decided to serve your country and then to see someone after you retire, while you're at the job when you retire, come and put this there saying you're caught. You're caught in a deal as Governor General. Now, I took the precaution to get a copy of this.
And folks, I'm playing this because I want you to understand the depths that some people will go to just to attack the good character of some individuals. You've heard, and I'm sure many of you listening to the zonal meetings and even the funeral itself, you've heard of Sir Daniel and the things that he has done for Grenada, the sacrifices that he's made for this country. And that particular newspaper, which simply exists under another name right now as the New Today, those individuals accuse this man of everything under the sun they could have possibly accused him with and think they could have get away with. And you had the former Governor General having to come out and defend himself at the end. Because even after leaving office, they just would not leave the man alone. So when you see them coming and talking about former Governor General Sir Daniel Williams has died and offering condolences and all kind of thing, understand the wicked things they used to do before. Understand the evil that these people had in their hearts towards people and what they used to do before. That is the reason that I'm playing what I've been playing there and letting you hear from him what he went through under the pen of these individuals who have placed many people under the pen. I get front page, back page, in between, all kind of thing. Every now and again, I just get a line somewhere inside. But that ain't breaking nothing because me ain't afraid them. Yeah? They ain't pay Dr. Mitchell, you know. Up to now, George Worm has not paid Dr. Mitchell. I like to talk about who pay Dr. Mitchell. Up to now, George Worm has not paid Dr. Patrick Antoine. All of these people he lose case against because he lied on them. He lied on them. He lost cases, not a case, no, cases against Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. He don't pay up to now. We talk about paying. He lost cases against Dr. Patrick Antoine. In fact, I think it was possibly, if I remember correctly, the highest judgment that has ever been issued in a civil case. George Worm lost it against Dr. Patrick Antoine. A couple 100,000, if I remember correctly. I didn't think he paid a cent, nah halfpenny, nothing in relation to it. So we talking about payment and thing, and you like to put out article and attack people and say all kind of thing about people. Talk about yourself first. Talk about yourself first, then you could talk honestly about other people. Talk about yourself first. So when you see them coming hypocritically now and trying to lay plaudits at the foot of Sir Danny and so on, tell them go to hell. Yeah, really and truly. That's what I have to say on that particular one. So Daniel had to, I mean, this was, to me, this was, I don't think people understand that the Governor General had to come and do this, that he had to come out. And he wasn't even Governor General at the point in time, that he had to come out and defend himself. Nowhere in the English-speaking Caribbean he had that sort of thing had to happen. But due to the constant attacks and trying to dirty the man's name, you had this kind of thing where he had to come out and try to defend himself. And all let us come and play all this smiling for people right now. Yeah? And then people, yeah, watch. I ain't buying nothing from nobody advertising in them, please. Any one of them that in them kind of dirtiness are not spending a cent in the place. Anybody I see advertising inside there, don't spending nothing by them. That is me. All you could do all you want. any of them I see advertising, they are saying it straight. And not spending a cent by them if I could help it.
Activate the soul. Is it a ritual that speaks to one and all? It gets you off your feet and dance to the
That was the kind of nastiness that was done to Sir Daniel, yeah? We have a caller online. Yes, I think I got that one in. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I am so glad you bring me back in memory lane for the reality. You have a wealth of clips. I realized you could open your own TV station.
No,
You know,
I've got a couple hundred of these things. When I say a couple
let
hundred,
me tell you
a couple
something.
of hundred
Let
clips.
me tell you, Mr. Scott, this is how. Yesterday I heard someone telling you the program is one of the best programs. And let me turn off this fan. I think they're getting something coming back in.
No, man, we
But
hear
really
you,
and truly,
we hear you good. Man.
I sorry for the people of River Road and all of that because it should be done a long time ago. I haven't called you for a long time, and really and truly, I have a lot to say and ask. One question I want to ask: the government have a place to put Heroes Park?
Well, that's a very, very interesting question. The initial conversation was that the area down in along Grenada's beach, which was previously owned by Sandals, would be used for Heroes Park. Then the language changed to anywhere can have Heroes Park. So as it is right now, considering who it is that was speaking, we cannot be sure that that is the location that Heroes Park is going. Mind you, you're speaking of a low-lying area with climate change taking place, and you're saying you're going to put Heroes Park there. So
I don't see it there. I don't even have a place to put it. I think the best place may be somewhere down Point Saline when you're coming from the airport. So the people coming off like tourists will see the heroes of Grenada. And then who you're going to decide who is heroes or who not to be heroes. See, that's the next thing. Because here in Barbados, we have two living heroes. One is Gary Sobers, and the other one is Rihanna. Now, when Rihanna became a hero, a lot of people did not like her to be a hero because there's nothing heroic about her. She is a multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire of over $1 billion. And because of her status and things, they morally decide, well, okay, that she will be a hero. But a lot of people, especially women, don't really like Rihanna because they figure that she has things. Anyway, that is beyond the point.
No, it's a very valid point to the conversation.
To be a hero, I recognize as a hero. As far as I'm concerned, the people that empower will make the heroes who they want to be heroes. That's how I look at it. Who want to be heroes, I think. But the first person in Grenada that should be a real hero is the Honorable Deacon. You feel so? Mitchell? He can put himself as a hero? The other day you were talking about the wrong Mitchell. Because the Time magazine had the wrong Mitchell. And these people, look out, if you look at the documentaries of Grenada, the people is not actually think they're going on a kind of information that is not logical. Huh?
You see, they were basing, hold on, they based
got me, Sheldon?
Yeah, they based the article on what the government of Grenada has done. And so they put the person who is in charge of government, the head of government, as the climate change hero.
That.
And not understanding that government is a continuum, yes, but the work that they are basically awarding this person for was not done by them. They had absolutely, listen, this person was down in SGU, making sure workers up to now 3 years they sit down there, they can't get paid. These workers were kicked out. That what they was busy doing 3 years ago. They were not involved in no climate change and getting CRIF done and all kind of thing. They were a lawyer working on behalf of SGU, and if I'm not wrong, their law firm is still the law firm on behalf of SGU. You have a pile of people that were working down there that right now sitting at home,
Exactly.
security guards, drivers, etc., who did not take the vaccine. They took one, some took two, some didn't take three, some didn't take at all. These people are sitting at home right now. They've got no compensation, nothing past their last paycheck, and that was the lawyer who was dealing with that. So if they, I mean, and that is the champion. That could be a national hero in whose book? Not mine. But go ahead, partner.
See, but that is exactly what I'm saying. It depends on who is running the government that will make the hero. So listen, I know they got two heroes in Grenada. There ain't no doubt about it. Eric Matthew Gary and Morris Bishop will make two heroes. What about the bus that was supposed to be coming from Cuba, coming for the next Heroes Day? And he bring Rav Gonzalez, and I don't see that Rav Gonzalez make a good speech up there. And I do not know what about the bus. Sheldon inform me. Let me know what about the bus that come from Morris Bishop. Where they gonna put? They gonna put where?
Well, you see, without telling people, they've already decided. The mere fact that they've put that day as Heroes Day, they have already decided who they're going to nominate and who they're going to place as their heroes. The Grenadian people have no say in that. The mere fact that they looked at that day and said, we're making this Heroes Day, they have decided. I mean, and if you go back in history, you could say Fedon, but then you could also say Fedon was a slave owner. You could still say Eric Matthew Gary.
Correct, is right.
Then you could accuse him of the Mongoose.
Correct, is right.
You could say Maurice Bishop.
Yes.
And then you could say, well, look what he had the PRA and the militia doing. So you have various people that you can say, because listen, even if you're speaking about the revolutionary period and people who put their life on the line, in the context of
like what you played last Friday was very nice.
Yeah.
Where you and Devon was very nice, very informative, very informative.
Yeah. And actually,
very informative. Although it didn't come last week, it was very informative. And I love programs to highlight you of the past so that you don't be brainwashed into this that's going on here now.
Yeah.
You understand? If people are wearing vest and putting on a hard hat and say they're doing this and doing that and doing nothing. As you said just now, where are the houses? You're supposed to be building houses in 3 weeks, and where the houses are.
Well,
there is a lot of promises and then delivering nothing. All they have to do is just resign and don't make it long before they sink Grenada. That's how I am looking at it. If they continue in power, they will sink Grenada. Anyway, I'd like to see you getting over your cold, and I wish you all the best.
That cold long gone,
and keep on doing what you're doing. You understand? Because without you, a lot of people's eyes would not be open, because this people is trying to shut your eyes down. Trying to shut your eyes down, brother. Yeah? In life, you got to keep your eyes open. But at least I make a statement, and I would like to know where is the bus for Morris Bishop. And by the way, too, you're talking about smiling baby milk on the pair thing. I see baby milk on your program, on Dr. Bob program, which I think is 2001 or something. So I say, look at you, you're a young boy, you're 20. Look back on it. It's 2001 program. There was a Dr. Bob, and you're doing something about the revolution, and had an interview that he did with the man from Presentation College, the thing, and you will know what I'm talking about. Listen, you have graduated and you have done tremendous amount of goodness for the people of Grenada. You hear what I tell you, Mr. Scott? And keep on doing what you're doing. And the thing, you see Carriacou and stuff, it is ridiculous that now coming into this situation, the people are doing nothing but Grenada, you know. They look at either Grenada balling now with the mouth open. You got ball, they're doing nothing to help Grenadians. The fishermen and thing, as you said, you predicted good though, Sheldon. Listen, anytime my time run out, you let me know, man. You know we had enough. But really,
it run out now.
Look at the situation.
Caller,
Look at this.
It run out now because I have to go and play some other clips there. So let me go and play the clips.
Okay. I can make a last statement. You predict, right, that there is gonna go up on photogenic things just to give people little checks. Just to give little people little checks. You can do that. The minister gotta go and hand a check and smile in the camera and all that. That is, oh Lord. Go play some good clips for me. Have a good night, Sheldon. Love you, my brother, and keep on the good work.
And you know I love all of you. All right, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah. Let me go back to some clips there because I purposely ensured that I showed the swearing in of then Senator the Honorable Emlyn Pierre a little earlier. Because I want to discuss youth. Yeah, youth. And what has been done for youth before and make the comparison to what is being done now. Because you see, there are a lot of young people who still in that deacon trap. I call it the deacon trap. They're focused on how he looks. They're focused on how he dresses. They're not focused on what he actually does. They focus on the flowery language that surrounds the issues when he speaks. Oh, we need to do this, we need to do, like he seems to forget that he is the head of government right now and he's supposed to be driving that process. And he's still speaking at times like he is outside of government. So he's speaking in theoreticals when the time has come to do the damn practical. So he's still in theoreticals. It's like that man playing wappy with domino cards. He ain't know what he doing. So when it comes to youth development, they speak a big game. But let's go back and show you what youth development used to look like under the new National Party. Let me see if I could find a look at something there. Yeah, let's go to youth development, man.
In 2001, the Grenada, through the Department of Youth Development, launched the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative. This initiative has several objectives. These are: 1. To provide meaningful employment opportunities for unemployed youth. 2. To facilitate easy access to credit and training for young people who have an enterprising mind and a sound project idea. 3. To promote youth enterprise as a significant intervention for redressing poverty. 4. To encourage young people to contribute to national development. Over the past 5 years, hundreds of young people have been trained under this initiative. This training is done by personnel of the Grenada Development Bank's Small Enterprise Development Unit, or SEDU, on behalf of the Ministry of Youth Development. There are several components to these training sessions, such as registering your business, opening a business bank account, financial management, marketing your business, developing a business plan, as well as other areas as these relate to the successful running of a business. Upon graduation, trainees receive a certificate and the opportunity to present a business plan to the Ministry of Youth Development for approval by the GYEI Board of Directors. And you may ask, just what types of small businesses are funded by the GYEI program? You may also be wondering, how can I qualify to become a part of the GYEI? Well, if you are between the ages of 18 to 32, are unemployed and have a sound business idea or a business idea that needs development, then you can apply to the project. You can be funded up to $10,000 for your project at a rate of 3% interest on the declining balance. And you can get involved in a variety of businesses: hairdressing salons, barbershops, agricultural, farming, animal husbandry, art and craft, or become a goods retailer. Let's hear now from some of the GYEI participants.
My name is Lee Beggs, and I'm from Maryville St. Andrews, and I reside at Maryville St. Andrews as well. Yeah, and I get to know about the GYEI program through a meeting in St. Andrews at Bylands, and I asked, how I could get in contact and how I could get help from the program and everything, and then they gave me the number and the address and everything, and I get in contact, and from this I get a help from them, from the GYI program, to develop myself in my skills, as you can see, as a young artist. And they help me with all my equipments and stuff. And it is a very good program, for the youths of Grenada and around.
My name is Nilan Charles. I'm from Paul St. Andrews, and I'm a member of the GYI program. And this is some of my work that I have been doing for the past year or so, or after Ivan. My involvement in the program was, one of the main things is to get funding for my project. And I thank the ministry for involving me in the program, because it takes a lot to really start a business. And I think that is one of the main objectives of the ministry, is to help the youth. And I'm thankful for that. But basically, the training has helped me in the way of preparing the business plan. And that is one of the main things.
And folks, I just cut here, because if I could remember correctly, this gentleman was the first one to pay off his loan. He got his loan, he started his business, and that was the first one to pay off his loan one time from the GYI through operating his business and so on. But we go back to the story.
Young people are lacking especially if you haven't entered into a secondary school or have the basic understanding of doing a business plan to submit to one of the banks to get funding for any project at all. So that has helped me a lot.
I've got into the GYEI program because I've had a dream, and I always believe in my dream becoming a reality. I thought that I could do something to give back a service to my country and contribute back to my country in a meaningful way. And I thought that I could use my hands, the skills and the talent that God really blessed me with to do that. So I've gotten to the GYEI and gotten the support. And now I am running this business by the name of King Cut Barber Shop on Scott Street.
Well, my name is Devon Felix. I live in Paul's, and I became involved in the program through a meeting I got with Miss Senator Pian Dillinger, and I heard about the benefit from which is the GYI program, which I was very interested in it. So I talked to the lady concerning it, Mrs. Pierre, and she tell me how to go about getting myself started. So far, I benefit tremendously from the GYI program.
We learn a lot concerning managing your business, how you go about doing it. Going into a business and you do not know anything, first you have to like what you're going to do. Whatever business you're going, you have to like it. Put your mind to it. Because going in it and you don't like what you do, then it doesn't make sense. It helped me because I didn't know much in going to a business and to make profit or anything like that. So the business has put me in a spot to know what I want to do, give me some confidence in myself.
My name is Ryan Smith from Mardi Gras in St. George's. I'm a farmer. And I got involved in the program one day. I was walking up the street with a cherry plant in my hand, right? And I just saw this girl came and she gave me a form and I filled it out. And shortly after, I got a phone call and they told me to come training for the program, and I went, and shortly after I was funded. Well, right now I'm able to manage my business in a good way and keep my records and everything, so the training came in real handy,
The participants of the GYI also had these words of encouragement about the program.
The government have a lot of programs going on out there that could help y'all, but y'all have to seek to find. Before they just want to stand up by the side of the road. That won't gain all anything, right? I'll just get all in big trouble. So get all yourself involved in something. Farming is a good thing. After you farm, the creator have a great reward for you. I want all the youths to know that. See?
I'll tell them to go for it, because basically it is a good move by the ministry, as I have said, and Minister Pierre is behind the youths, and it is a worthwhile venture, because when you look at it, we are seeing many of the youths are not on positive programs. So in that now you help yourself to develop in doing certain things to help you and also help your community.
I will tell them to go forward and grab to the opportunity that right now we have on stream for them right now. Because to me, do me real good, and others that in it same way they benefiting good from it. So I will advise any youth whosoever interested in it to go forward for it.
Farm. You have plenty lands. Farm. Do a lot of farming. That's the creator work. And the government have a lot of programs out there for y'all. But you just need to see it, right? Seek and then you will find. Don't expect for everything to just come and meet you so. No youths. You are strong, so you have to work. See? Get more conscious of yourselves.
Remember, you too can become a part of the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative. Just call the Ministry of Youth Development on 440-2255 or 440-2265. The Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative. Well, that will exist again, so we are at again. That existed under the new National Party, and in returning to office, they basically destroyed it between 2008 and 2013. That program was destroyed by the then NDC administration. When the new National Party returned in 2013, we reinitiated, not under the same name, the name was changed. I'm trying to remember the name that we changed it to, but the name was changed. And again, you engage a lot of young people, through some of them through the Imani program. So when you got into the Imani program and you receive your training, let's say you worked with someone in food preparation or so on, that you would be able to start your own food business, and that the Ministry of Youth, through the Youth Enterprise program, would be able to fund you. Or you worked in, let's say, with a massage therapist or so, and you learned how to do massage and you got certified and so, that the ministry would fund you to get your own massage table and the different implements that you need so that you can start your own business. So that you weren't trapped, as the NDC tries to give the impression, because they don't know what they're talking about, because I was never involved, that you were trapped within the Imani program. But that there were opportunities for you through the Imani to branch off into different areas. So when we came back in 2013 and reinstituted the new Imani program, one of the things that we did was to give young people the opportunity to go back into the youth enterprise. But you don't just give a young man or a young lady some money and you say start a business. You train them, one, how to do a business plan. Does it make sense doing that business in this community? You want to go and open a barber shop, but it have 4 barber shop in the community. Does it make sense? Does the community have enough housing? What is your community mapping? Do you have enough people in this community to support 4 barber shops? Or should 2 of them really relocate to another area that needs the service but does not have the volume of people? And has the volume of people but does not have the amount of barber shops that they need. So we taught them how to do the community mapping, how to do the business plans, and so that when they did their business plan, they didn't necessarily need to come to the Ministry of Youth under the Youth Enterprise program. They could have gone to the Grenada Development Bank. Although these days, young people, you can't really go there as young people. You can't go in GDB now. We know that. So they could have gone there, or they could have gone to one of the credit unions, or they could have gone to one of the commercial banks, because the funding was available. Yeah, and we taught them how to do the project proposal. So the project proposal is, I am looking to do this. This is how much it's going to cost. These are the things I need to do this. These are my projections of how much money I'll be able to make on a month-to-month basis within the first 6-12 months, within a year. This is what I expect the plateau to be with the amount of income that I'm bringing in. And these are the reasons why I expect that would happen. So it's not simply that you are just giving young people some money. And the $10,000 was prior to 2008. It was increased significantly after 2013. This government can't talk about your youth enterprise program. Even, and I know that she's listening right now, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, when she did the Empower program, when they did Project Fly and all those programs, they included a youth enterprise part of it, because Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters was one of the people that was helping to train people for the GYI. Remember, when she was at convent, she was one of the people that did the training with the young people in relation to youth enterprise. I remember being in the Senate being at my office at the ministerial complex. And this bunch of young ladies from convent come to the office. And they say they come from convent Grenville. And they've come to sell, they were doing some teas. So they had take the lemongrass and different thing, and they had different types of teas. And I had to buy. I cannot buy. I had to buy. I think I know buying twice. I had to buy. They came because she was teaching these young ladies not to depend on people, but how to make money for yourself. So all these Johnny come latelys and Deacon come latelys, if you want to learn how to do these things, you need to get off of your high horse before the horse leg break and you fall off. Come off the high horse and speak to the people who understand. And listen, you saw there, in that video, you saw Mr. Norman Gilbert. They took him out of the Ministry of Youth, demote him from being a PS, and stick him behind a desk in the Ministry of Education. Well, I don't know if he's doing anything there. I'm not sure. From all reports, I hear that is basically nothing that he had to do on a daily basis there. But they take him out of the Ministry of Youth. When you see the video footage, I can tell you personally, because you realize it's my voice that was in that video. I personally edited that video, shot that video, everything. And that was back in the year 2007, 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. And I can tell you, to get to some of those locations, myself and that same Norman Gilbert had to take off with shoes and walk up in the mud up a mountainside to go to that farm that you saw Mr. Ryan Smith had there. And I know a lot of you know Ryan right now because the horseman. A lot of you know him right now with the horses and so on. But this is where he started. So when some of them want to talk about youth, we could have that conversation, you know. We could have that conversation, but it's not a conversation that they could say much on. It is not a conversation that they can say much on. I think we have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Fadu, that's up, brother.
Fadu, what go?
What going on there? I'm humble.
Yeah, man.
You know, like me and Mary J kicking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to the program and I just tapped into some energy there, you know. So first off, I was watching a program. I know it's not like you like the idea of bringing other topics from other programs here, but I saw a program this morning and a youth was talking about like his development and the things that he's doing, and that the people don't believe in youths or something like that, or they could do it.
So who
kind of misdirection, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's misdirected, I should say.
Yeah.
So if he's listening, I want to say that's not an issue in Grenada, bro. Whoever put in that propaganda in your head, them off. And them real off. Because there's been the integration through old schools and new schools from time. Anyway, so put that aside. I want to talk about this. In terms of the hero thing, right? I think the Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, and this is not a political energy driven, should actually be a hero, because some of the benefits that Grenadians are experiencing now in terms of going or walking to any district or going about comfortable, although the crime rate has seemed to be increasing again. I remember Dr. Keith is really the one that put together the peace treaty between gangs, gang fractions in Grenada.
Fadu,
because there was a lot of things going on. So in terms of labeling for,
let me show you a scene.
That kind.
Let me show you a quick scene, right?
Go on.
Now, Honorable Emlyn Pierre, there was a war taking place, and you would know them scene. There's a war taking place between Carriacou and Coffee Bow.
Yes,
basically south side, not just Coffee Bow, but south side.
South side, yes.
Men from south side couldn't come in town because even when they pass in on the bus, on the Carriacou, they had to duck in the bus so that men can't see that man in town.
True. And you get pull out a bus, yes.
Right, and vice versa. Men from south side, from town, couldn't go down Grenada side. They can't say they're going on Grenada's beach or nothing.
Not comfortable, no.
It was the Honorable Emlyn Pierre that went and worked with these young people and brought them together until them men and them started having cook and all kind of thing together.
I remember that.
When he asked the guys, I remember being there, and when he asked the guys, well, okay, where does things start? You know, neither side could say where the war start. All they know is that they was fighting each other. No side could have said where they was fighting each other.
Misdirection. Yes, misdirection. You get me?
Well, go ahead, brother. You're talking about that, yeah.
Yes, so in that terms, I want to well, if there's an endorsement, I would like to endorse Dr. Keith for Emlyn Pear. I don't know what the correct term to
No, you're correct, Dr. Mitchell, because the same group of young men from all sides came to the Prime Minister's office and met with Dr. Mitchell, and believe me, a lot of them never believe in life that they would ever get to sit down in the Prime Minister's office and speak with the Prime Minister.
Facts.
And they were able to
change
get
the perspective on things, isn't it?
Yeah, they were able to get not only into the Prime Minister's office, but to sit with him and speak with him as well.
True. So I have a question now, yeah? Differently from off topic. There was a program that more or less used to evaluate an individual for the profession, how long they've been doing it, and more or less there was supposed to be like a certificate attached to it. Do you remember that? You remember that program?
To certify people in relation to the profession?
So individuals, let's say that didn't go to university and get your bachelor's, right? But they might have been doing a craft or doing a trade for a certain amount of time, which means that they have a build-up of information archived based on skill sets and based on the time spent doing the trade. I remember there was this program that I heard of that would assess the individuals based on the knowledge, the general knowledge of the.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the what they call it again? Oh boy, the accreditation. I know you're talking about. It's just slipping me right now. But there's the national one and there's the regional one.
Regional one, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it could be that you could certify a person to a certain level based on their knowledge of the area. Yeah, I remember
and the
that.
skill set.
Yeah.
So here's a crazy situation I had recently.
CVQ. CVQ it's called.
CVQ. That's what's up. Tell out. Give thanks. So yeah, crazy situation I had recently. There was a program being broadcast, and I decided, okay, you know what? Based on the downtime, because there's not much work circulating, and maybe it's best that I try to spend some time, like growth with developing my skill set or my credentials and all that, right? So I embarked on this program and contacted these people, and I was called for an interview. When I went for the interview, the individuals asked me if they could see some of my work, because I told them like I'm an entrepreneur more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
So they saw my work and they more or less told me they would call me back. So I was like, all right, cool, I think my work could speak for itself. So I was feeling like I was a shoo-in. Only to get called back for another meeting, and the individuals will tell me more or less now that I am more qualified than the teacher that they have. So it makes no sense me taking the class or taking the course. So I'm saying, but I mean, if it's a matter of being certified, like let me get that. It just adds to my portfolio, yeah. And it was more or less like a stand down.
Bro, you were what they called overqualified, QBE.
I'm overqualified for the position of being a student, fam. That's crazy. That's madness. That is madness in my head.
What I would tell you though is still try to get a CVQ, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification. You can do it yourself. You organize online and you can get it yourself. And that would put you a way there where you would actually have a certificate in your hand. So you'd be certified, because I know that you've been involved in the graphic arts. I didn't want to sell your age, but a long time.
Still it.
All I can say is a long time.
Yeah. Listen. I started off walking around handing off checks, picking up checks. That's where I started off. Until a certain individual saw my work and they give me some books to read, so I get some technical information, and more or less saw my potential. When because remember I used to do graffiti, right?
Yeah, graffiti art. Yeah, I remember that.
So I used to tag buildings and tag places, and it's getting in trouble for that. So that individual saw my skill set and believed in me more or less when nobody did. You get me? And yeah, give me some books to read up. I get some technical information. Then I started up from there, and then just decide, like, you know what? I just do my thing. Saying that, no, I'll go jump off because I take up some time. But saying that now, Mr. Boyne was on the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Boyne, no disrespect, all love. Your wife is one of my personal heroes. Miss B, wherever you're in the world, salute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Boka.
I remember Miss B standing up for me when Miss B standing up for me, bruv, when nobody did. When the school wanted to kick me out of school, fam, I remember this woman standing up for me. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, salute Miss B, wherever you're in the world. Love, all love. So yes, Scott, we need to do some revamping some of the things that's going on. And I think we need some aggressive attempts to debunk these individuals. It's like the people are accepting. It's almost like a systematic control. They creating the elements of dysfunction so much that people is getting normalized it. It's like they're accepting it now.
Mm-hmm.
No, granted, Grenada have they have a lot of resilience. But the reality is, like, we settling, or I think there's a big ease of, they're youthful and give them a chance and all that. But that's not what the situation is going on.
Youthful is not an excuse. You see, they're using youthful as an excuse instead of something that is a positive. They're using it as a negative. You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Bro, I'm running out of time.
You can't know where you're going. You can't know where to go if you don't know where you come from, fam.
Of course. Bro, we going to talk.
That's the code of the thing. You see,
I had to pitch off. Yeah, bless up. Respect.
Salute, yeah.
Yes, indeed, folks. And he was speaking about Dr. Mitchell. And this is Dr. Mitchell meeting with, at that time, a very heavily pregnant Emlyn Pierre. Don't find she sit on the chair just so. She was heavily pregnant at that point in time. And I can make out there in the wheelchair, that's my nephew there. That's Devon and Royan. And I see there Jenna Charles and, oh boy, I'm forgetting my good partner name. And I see Vashel there as well. And I'm trying to remember the Etienne. Oh gosh, well, I can't remember his proper name right now. It eluding me. He was in prison for a point in time. And so for a very unfortunate situation. And he was in prison and so on. But this is just one. This was Dr. Mitchell meeting with that grouping. And then afterwards, he met with a broader grouping. That was fellas from Tong, fellas from Grenada, and so on. He was able to meet with them in the Prime Minister's office, a place that many of them may have thought that they would have never set foot in. But Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell met with them. And Honorable Emlyn Pierre made sure that she engaged with these young people. And up to this day, I know that she's still keeping in contact with all of these young people and so on. Up to this day. All right? Yes, indeed, folks. We're going to take your calls in a little while. But we're speaking about youth development and so on, yeah? Because I hear these people, they're giving the impression that, like, NNP was there and never did anything for the young people. And I want you all to let them know, yeah, that the NNP did a lot for you. Okay, let me show you something from the Imani program. Back in the days. This was the Imani program. Now, outside of doing their training and so under the Imani program, and these are Imani trainees in St. John. Some of you might be watching yourself right now on that particular thing there. These are the Imani trainees in St. John when they were doing their community projects. One of the things that the Imani program did is that the young people had to do community projects where they went into the community and did things for various people in the community. It may have been people that could not have done stuff for themselves. I've seen some people there, slim, who are no bigger than that, right? By far. I can't talk. He's one of them too. So, So the Imani trainees would go there and they would do community projects with families, with individuals and so on. All parts of the island. That was a component. Scotty, I see you there. That was a component of the Imani program. But you see, the people hated that program so much that they got rid of the program when they got in office. And they could not put a program that was better than the Imani program in place. Same as the present group in power now, who cannot, for the life of them, put a program in place that is better than the one that they condemn in. only talking about changing name and all that sort of thing. That's all they're talking about. We go change the name. We go change the name of the program. Changing the name of the program is one thing. But what does the program actually offer to young people? This administration has placed no program, nothing in place. Let me go down the road here. Nothing in place. Nothing in place. They have put nothing in place. These are the Imani trainees out in the community. When they give you the impression that NNP just had a set of young people there and they just had them sending them to work, and sometimes they don't go to work and they're receiving a stipend and so. This was prior to 2008, the Imani program. This wasn't even after 2013. This was prior to 2008. With the Imani trainees out in the community. This is in St. John. And these are the Imani trainees that were out in the community, going about and interacting with and doing stuff for various families out there in St. John. So they were giving back to the community. But they want to give you the impression that Imani was just there and all they was doing was collecting our money. Yeah, they're collecting our money every month. But they wasn't doing anything. I have video evidence that all you're talking stupidness. And all you cannot counteract what I am putting out tonight. You all cannot counteract it. You all cannot say it's fake. You all cannot say it's AI. You all can't say anything. It is factual. And the people who are in these videos, they're still young. They're still out there. And they can confirm everything that I'm saying. I'm seeing people in this video right now who are confirmed teachers in the teaching profession right now. I'm seeing people there who have gone on to be nurses. I've seen people who have gone on to higher education, go and get the degrees, and so you're looking at these young people there. Through the Imani program, they got that opportunity. So when you hear people trying to use Imani, and I get so upset when I started hearing people within the NNP camp itself with that stupidness about using Imani as a derogatory term. They got me upset. Because the Imani has been a program that has provided for a lot of young people and done a lot for a lot of people in general, not just young people, but a lot of people in general. All parts of the island. That was the trainees. Those were the trainees out there in St. John back in 2000, that's 2007. Yeah? Those were some trainees out there back in 2007. Now let me see if I could find, let me see some trainees in the town of St. George. Yeah, let me come to town of St. George right now. And one of the projects that was done by Imani trainees in the town of St. George back in the day. This was a project that was done as a community project by the Imani trainees in the town of St. George. You all could identify the area. You all know the area. You all can identify the area. So it was not a situation that they were just there receiving a stipend. They had to go in the community. There was the community aspect of the Imani program. And I think people like myself have to take the blame for not making sure that enough people knew this kind of information. But these were the trainees out there. That was just part of the project because they did this part. They did an environmental project where they went and they painted that area. These same trainees also did a community project where they went about the community and they assisted various people and so on. They went to their homes and they assisted them. These young people are around right now. Some of them travel, some of them here, some of them in permanent employment and so on. So to try and look down on the Imani program, nobody can look down on the Imani program because it's higher than them. They have done nothing in 800 days for young people apart from posting on social media, changing clothes every minute. You go in and one meeting and you have about 4 wardrobe change. That is all that they're doing. They have nothing to show. These young people that you're looking at there painting that wall have done more for this island than any of them that sit in the cabinet of Grenada right now. I could guarantee you that. Any of them that's sitting in the cabinet right now, these young people that you're seeing there, they have done much more. Much more. This one differently abled. And they have done much more. This was the coordinator for the town of St. George. That's one of the Andes, yeah. Andy Gaskin was one of the coordinators for the town of St. George. But these trainees have done much more. And that was no only thing. It wasn't just the Imani program. Under the Ministry of Youth, there were lots of other things that were being done. And if I have to stay at 10 minutes later than I'm supposed to stay, don't go. I stay in the 10 minutes later. Because I want you all to know what was done. We used to have something called Global Youth Service Day. That's how it started. We had Global Youth Service Day. Then Global Youth Service Day had so much projects taking place on it, we ended up having to have Global Youth Service Weekend, where we engaged, because our youth officers would go out to the different communities, engage the different youth groups that were formed there, or form youth groups. That's what the youth officers had to do. You'd be out in the community, you engage with the youth groups that exist, and we're talking about school groups, like the 4-H, the Scouts, whatever, and so on, in the schools. And outside of that, the community groups that some young people might just decide they're creating, like PACE up in St. Andrew Northeast, and so that they had formed. And so, where are those groups now? Where was the guidance from the ministry to help keep those groups and them around? It's not there. So when we had our community projects, and I'm going to show you some of the community projects that were done at some of the schools and so on. That lady looked kind of familiar. That lady looked kind of, I ain't call her name. That lady looked kind of familiar. I wonder what she's saying there. Okay, now the microphone was getting problems at that day. Yes, I remember. Right. So these were some of the community projects. This was one of the schools, the St. Mary's School. That was one of their projects, and so where they were encouraging people to read. Yeah, so the young ones were out there encouraging people to read, and that was a project that took place over Global Youth Service Weekend. Right? So you had the young people that were out there, these children, at the school level. You had the community groups. Let me see if I can move forward to one of the community groups. Jane Nelson, is that you are seen in the back there, Jane? Yeah, Jane Nelson, as far as you are seen in the back there. This was one of the community groups out there doing their beautification projects. So they didn't have to wait until independence to go and give a place a lash a paint. If I remember properly, this is in Paradise Junction. Yeah, that's in Paradise Junction that you had this project taking place. And you realize who is doing it is the young men and the young ladies that went out into these communities and did these projects. Yeah? So you have all of these people that were trained, that went out in the community, that did these various projects as Paradise Bridge. So they did a project where they were beautifying, painting Paradise, and that lasts for years. This one, I believe, is, if I remember the chain correctly that day, this one would be in Telescope. Yeah? So this was a group in Telescope that did a project down on the beach, and they extended it to the road and so on. So they had a project there. And various parts of St. Andrew and St. Patrick. This one was in St. Patrick. There was a group that had been doing some work right in Sauters there. This was one of the youth groups in Sauters. So you had groups of young people around the island participating in healthy, productive activities. So the microphone didn't work that day. I know the audio on this thing, so I can't let you all hear what they say because I don't have the audio. But this was in St. Patrick. St. Patrick people know exactly where this is. At the top of the hill there, yeah. So you all know exactly where that is. But this was one of the projects on that day. Or over that weekend. This is another of the projects. I'm trying to figure out where this one is. Most likely that might have been down. This one might have been down St. Mark's side, I wonder. Yeah, I'm trying to make out. I had to kind of skip through because of the time that we have, right? Yes, I think this one was down in St. Mark. If I remember correctly, there was a project there where they have some Carib stones that some of the young people had gone and declared the area. There's an area with some Carib stones near to the police station, and some of the young people had gone and cleared the Carib stones there. This was a youth group that I was affiliated with, Spice Youth Promotion, and they were doing a project for Global Youth Service down on Hope Beach. So they were putting down changing rooms and benches and so on down on Hope Beach, helping fix the road and that sort of thing down on Hope Beach. So Spice Youth Promotion, I see the late Mr. Bonaparte there in the green shirt. He was the driver at the Ministry of Youth for many, many years. The red bus you would see popping up every now and again, he was the one that used to drive that red bus. The late Mr. B, as they would call him, yeah, call him Mr. Bonaparte, Mr. B. Yeah, he died just about a year or so ago. And this was a project that was done again by young people, awaiting to hear what this so-called group of young people has been able to achieve. This was under the Emlyn Pierre period of time. We even touch Skeeter time yet. We still here during Honorable Emlyn Pierre point in time with the young people. Yeah? And they were fixing the road there, just putting some, because the road had a lot of potholes and so on, so they were trying to even it off a bit. All of that was part of youth service. Yeah? All of that was part of youth service. That was Spice Youth Promotion, was the last group there that I showed there. So you had all of these things that were taking place. All of these things that were taking place under, I think I may have a bit from St. Patrick here, another part of St. Patrick. I think this one would be Hermitage. Yeah, I think this was the youth group up in Hermitage. Again, young people positively engaged, doing things to the benefit of their community. These is probably big working people right now. They ain't children again by now, because this would be back in 2006, 2007. Yeah, so they had to be big working people right now. But they participated in the community work outside of independence right now. And even at independence right now, I realize it's not such a big thing. How much of these people, these young people, the new crops of young people, do you see engaged in this thing? In their community and so on? How many of them you're seeing engaged in the community doing this kind of work? Beautifying or whatever it is. Cleaning up, beautifying, taking care of. Because after you beautify it, you don't want nobody come and distress the area. You want to make sure that everything is done properly and so on. You want to make sure that it's kept that way. So these young people made sure that not only that they cleaned it, but that they kept it like that. But when you don't engage with them, when you leave them to flounder, many of those groups no longer exist, and they no longer exist because this administration basically has made a mockery of the work that has been done over the years to develop youth and youth groups and so on here in Grenada. Yeah, let me see if I could pull another one here. This one is that Carib Stone. What do you call that area again? There's a major Carib Stone up in that vicinity. Let me see if all your eye good. Who is that, eh? Do you all recognize this person? That painting day. Good night to the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. Yeah? Skeeter the maga, you know. If Honorable Emlyn P and Honorable Skeeter don't kill me today, I better look out for Big Stone when I leave in here tonight. But again, she was part of that group that was operating there in the Simoon and Paradise area. And so those youth groups, she was always involved in youth activities. She ain't just reach in this thing and say, well, I'm young and vote for me because I'm young. She's been involved in whether it's Paradise Sports Club, whether it's one of the community groups like PACE or whatever it is, she has always been involved. And these were the young people. Again, it's the young people that were involved in these activities and doing this work. The same ones that right now this administration might want to come to and say vote for them.
PACE Plus, which is Paradise Community Enhancement. The plus is for basically anything, any other village or set up paradise surrounding, we could do something to, we'll be doing it. The group is a youthful group. Youthful in the sense that it has the time from it was started to now, 2 to 4 months. This project is basically a project to sensitize the community of the existence of the group and to mobilize new members, increase our membership. The project title is Facelift Paradise, and it is in the category of tourism and the environment. We want to give people whenever someone passing through Paradise, the first impression that they would get of Paradise would be, this particular location, and we want to give them, a good impression. We want to tell them, okay, welcome to Paradise. This is our, what we have to go.
And folks, for many years, the project that was done there, where they painted the bridge and all those sort of things, so many years, that project remained a project that it stood the test of time. Yeah? Well, it could have been good, boy, because that thing lasts a long time. Seriously. Yeah? So all of these are projects that took place. I tell you, don't worry about the time. We go in a couple minutes late. Yeah? All of these are projects that were taking place through, there's the Leo Club of St. Andrew. They had their thing doing and so on. So all of these projects were taking place under the Ministry of Youth right now. Yeah, you go around having some youth meetings and you're talking and this kind of thing and so on. The Capital Youths. Yeah, Capital Youth Organization. So you had many activities that had been taking place under the Ministry of Youth. That is why I don't get into no argument with no member of the present administration in relation to youth development, because they are not at the standard to have a conversation with. They have done nothing. And it may seem boastful, but sometimes you have to boast yourself. So I know that the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, the Honorable Kate Skeeter, Louis Peters, Senator Nolan Cox, I know that all of these people have done an admirable, excellent job when it comes to youth development. I cannot point to one figure in the existing administration and say that they've been involved significantly in youth development before, or that these are people that I should look at and say, well, okay, well, yeah, they're involved in youth and so on. They don't have my respect when it comes to youth development. Yeah? I'm just saying it straight as it is. They don't have my respect when it comes to youth development. Right? I know a friend of mine always talking about Boka. Let me go to Boka. Yeah, let me go to Boka School when they were opening the new wing. I think this would be back in the year 2000. Yeah, when they were opening the new wing of the Boka Secondary School. At that time, yeah, they were opening a new wing of the Boka Secondary. That's the year 2000, right? Yeah. I think it was the year 2000. Right? So, don't worry. Fadu, I didn't think he was there at that time. They gone already, man. All I could say is I know all of these children is no big man and no man. See if you see all yourself in between, eh? Because I know all of them is big man and no man right now. Yeah? But this is when they were children. In case you never see a video of all yourself as children, yeah, that is only in Boka Secondary School back in the year 2000. Right, if you was in Boka Sec back in the year 2000, most likely you're somewhere in between there. Right, nice, right. So that was when they were commissioning the new wing of the Boka Secondary School. And we have, yeah, I understand. Let me, I wonder if I could hear my partner there, boy. Yeah, the deceased.
Augustine John, Minister for Education. Mr. Martin Baptiste, Acting Education Officer. Officials from the Ministry of Education. principals, president of the PTA, Brother Wade Phillip, supervisor of industrial arts, Mr. Godric Pierre, Pastor Alfred Hosford, Mr. Rudolph Griffith, engineer, and Mr. Davidson Patterson, the man who was instrumental in really having this building on foot, members of the media, staff, friends, well-wishers of the Boka Secondary School, students all. Today is a very historic and momentous occasion for the staff and students of our school. Indeed, we feel extremely happy and very delighted to welcome the Honorable Gregory Boyne and Mrs. Boyne to Boka Secondary School. When the Honorable Minister came here, I told him, welcome home, because he's a strong supporter of the Boka Secondary School, and his wife, as I said, has been a teacher here for nearly 2 decades. So they are really people who belong to us. We want to extend a very warm welcome to them all. And let's hear it for them. Also welcome the Honorable Augustine John, my colleague, because the Honorable Augustine John and I go back a long way.
So you see the caller a while ago that spoke of Mrs. Boyne and what she did for him at the school. He was not telling a tale, yeah? I just didn't tell him nothing when he said, but no, have it line up.
Honorable Augustine John, to welcome you to Boka.
I see a set of people saying, get home safe. Well, you're going. We ain't finished yet. We have a while still, yeah? We here for another 15 minutes or so.
Education officer, Mr. Martin Baptiste.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Who is very talented, very educated.
You know what? Yeah, let me see. Let me see. I wonder if I have the students, man. I think I had the students at the school. Let me see if I could find some of the students at the school there. Yeah, I have some wonderful students at the school, you know. Yeah, let me get them. I know I have a friend here that go murder me after I play this one. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Boka Secondary School. Nice. Yeah.
So enjoy some of our rich culture here at Boka.
We're honored to receive a visit from you. Welcome to the Boka School. The students, the teachers, the principal too. Welcome to the Boka School. A school bids you welcome, our arms open wide. Yes, we're glad to have you. Will you please come inside? Yes, we hardly know you, but we think you are cool. So feel free to enter our beautiful school. We're honored to receive a visit from you. Welcome to the Boka School. The students, the teachers, the principal too. Welcome to the Boka School. The girls bring you flowers and the boy brings a smile. That's only one droplet of a beautiful life. We hope that your visit will be fruitful and long. We're happy to sing you our welcoming song. We're honored to receive a visit from you. Welcome to the Boka School. The students, the teachers, the principal too. Welcome to the Boka School. A school with academic and physical skills. We study, aspire, we achieve and build. As we lay a foundation to do our part. Your visit will always have a place in our hearts. We're honored to receive a visit from you. Welcome to the Boka School. The students, the teachers, the principal too. Welcome to the Boka School. A school with academic and physical skills.
I ain't gonna like to tell you what one of those people will do to me when they see that video tonight. I hope that I'm able to survive it. Yeah, I know what one of them going to do to me when they see that video. Yeah, when somebody tell them and they go and they look, yeah, I'm gonna be in problems.
Common bands playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of everyone. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance.
Yes, indeed, folks. And let me give all you the last piece. I'll give all you. Watch. I feel after I play this next one, I feel like going. You know? Yeah, I feel after I play this next one, I feel like going. I have nothing to say when this next one playing, and then I feel as soon as it done, I feel program done for tonight. So hold on. You ain't want to miss this piece. Let me play this piece for all you, and then when it's played, I done.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on this great and condolent occasion, it gives me great pleasure to be here. As a matter of fact, it gives me great pleasure to be anywhere. Now, when I heard they put in a wing in Boka, my first question was, whether it's Royal Castle or KFC? But when I realized was not that, I was really disappointed because I like them wing there. But nevertheless, I think that the wing would be a good thing for us because you could have the students to fly to this success, you know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, from history, I want you all to know that T.A. Marichaud was a good man. Martin Luther King was a great man. Sir Eric Gary was a great man. Mr. Morris Bishop was also a great man, but I want you to know, none of them was greater than my great-grandmother Greta. Well, I don't know about y'all, but as for me, I love Grenada. Because whoever thought it, I put school with wings in Grenada? No, this lady go away. She went to America, she came back. She met me in town. She said, boy, how much for a jeans? I said, well, you get a jeans for 120, 130. It depends on what you're looking for. She said, what, all of that expensive? If I buy my jeans and I bring it on, it'll cost me cheaper. He said, how much for a shirt? I said, well, you get a shirt for 50, 60. It depends on what you're looking for. She started to cost, oh, things in Grenada are so expensive. She can't live here, she cannot. I said, okay. He said, well, she could get a cheap piece of land to build a house. I said, well, if everything's cheap in America, I'll buy your land and bring it on. Well, I meet two men quarreling, Them men love Grenada so much, two men quarreling. The first one said, but I'm Grenada before you. He said, nah, here first. He said, watch, I'm Grenada. Since Mount Hat man was Mount Hat boy. You know? Next one said, why you making joke? He said, you know that clock by the Anglican church on Church Street? He said, yeah, I know that clock. He said, I ain't Grenada since that clock was a watch. Well, all you realize, everybody's saying how West Indies cricket deteriorating. Well, this lady and her husband fighting for the daughter. The judge asked the daughter, she said, child, you want to stay with your mother? She said, no, I don't want to stay with my mother. My mother beaten too bad. She said, want to stay with your father? She said, my father was. So she said, well, they want to stay with your mother, you don't want to stay with your father. Who you want to stay with? He said, miss, I want to stay with the West Indies team. Them ain't beaten nobody. I heard Brian Lara mother call him from Trinidad to Australia. She said, hello, can I speak to Brian, please? They say he batting. She said, okay, I'll call back. They said, nah, man, he out there, no, hold on. Well, this lady, she leaves she home. And she go in the market square and she open she purse. And she waiting, she open she purse. Sun hot, you know, she open she purse and she waiting. So people say, well, wait now, this lady crazy. One approach, she said, miss, why you have your purse open, waiting? She said, what happened? The man see on the radio this morning, expect a change from the weather. I didn't hear that. Thank you very much.
Folks, I think that's the oh gosh, water come out my eye. Folks, I think that's the end of the program for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And then everything is, I couldn't go earlier and don't play that one I had to play tonight. That for those of you that maybe, yes, that is Lyndon Fatman George. When he was in school, that is now when that is when the man in school still. Oh, goodness. Yes, indeed, folks. That's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. We'll be back on Monday with more Talking Points for you. I'm Sheldon Scott. Love each and every one of you. I am out of... Watch, I didn't even queue up a tune to play for us. Oh, gosh. Hey, Lyndon.
It's party time, let's go! Yes, you left, you on the light. Now you're back to enjoy the rest of the night. And it is such a good sight. You're way